We are back here at Charlton on Charlton Pacing and Trotting Cup Day, but also Central Victorian Championships Day. And James Herbertson joins me after the brilliant win of scheming in the Central Victorian Pacing Championships here today. Well, firstly, James, welcome back.
Thank you, Paulie.
Well done, good win.
Yeah, very good. You know, as I said in the when we were receiving the trophy, and that this mare, she hurt herself quite bad as a 3-year-old filly when just after her form was really good behind the really good fillies, and you know, she had a long time out and. First up at Charlton, bought last week in the heat. She was good, and then to come out and win the final today after a pretty strong last 1200. It's full credit to Danny and Mel to be able to get it to that point that quickly. You got to take your hat off to them.
She's been a nice filly even before that. Like a lot of people won't realise, like they took her to the Nutrient Classic as a 2-year-old. She won a heat. She was good in the final as well, I think. And she's just had a few other things. She's had an issue with her hip, and that over the journey. Danny and Mel have done an outstanding job with her.
Oh, absolutely. You know, to be able to get her back in this class of race, you know, as everyone says, it's a time-honoured race, and it absolutely is. It's a great race to win, and you know, I've raced in a lot of them, and I've always wanted to win one. So, you know, to be able to pick up a nice race for them, you know, so early on in her campaign, it's great.
It's good to hear. I hate to tell you this, you're no longer one of the young ones, but you're definitely younger than a lot of other people. Back in my generation, it was a race everyone set horses to win. There was 2 heats and a final, and it has changed. It's great to hear from yourself, you know, that it is a time-honoured race and a race you've been aiming to win.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and with Dad's horses, we always sort of aimed them at them, and you know, most of the time they probably weren't good enough to win them, but they were good enough to be in them, and you know, those sort of races, they're good to win. You know, they're just a people's race sort of thing.
The industry, we need these races. We need races that people can capitalise on and continue to grow with, and that as well. The rest of the day, you didn't have another winner, did you?
Yeah, Colby Art won for Sean.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You know, we set him a bit of a task, drove him pretty aggressive, and luckily, you know, to the horse's credit, he stuck his head out and kept on holding them off. So, you know, it was a pretty honest win.
Is it you are saying you butchered it?
Oh, I wouldn't say so, but I made him work for it. I'll put it that way.
It's always good when you win. You can say, no, it was the right way to drive him. And that, mate, just a little quick recap, because you are wobbling around. You're not exactly running. I'd like to have a foot race with you now. I've well and truly got you covered. I think I got you covered anyway, but right now I've got you covered. But your ankle, just a little bit jaded after an interesting fall. Thankfully, can't say nasty fall, but an interesting fall at Geelong the other night.
No, it's not very often you say you come out too slow, but yeah, I probably did come out too slow and sort of had half a second to try and land properly, and I didn't land properly, and yeah, I just landed and twisted my ankle and did a ligament there, and the side of it's all black and blue, and yeah, so it's getting better. Yeah, pretty quickly actually.
It's hard to do these interviews. We have Mick Bellman give poor old Ever a hard time. Jack Law giving us a hard time. I don't know, anyone with legs like that can't give too many people a hard time. I know that. It must have been interesting turning around facing the horses, and you're still actually in the cart and you're facing the other way. It must have been a little bit daunting in a way for yourself. You're probably thinking, I don't want to hit the ground here.
Yeah, it was funny. I sort of just got spun around nearly 180 degrees and going back the other way, and for some reason I pulled the right rein and sort of fast forwarded, tipping myself out. So I was coming out anyway, but I was like, I've had enough of spinning here, you know. But it's just one of those things. I'm very lucky. I go around an awful lot, and unfortunately don't come out very often. So on the odd occasion, you just come off second best.
Horse is okay?
Yeah, he was fine. He stayed up, and worst thing was I snapped the wheel, and everyone knows I'm quite. I do love my wheels, and so I was down one there, but all in all, we come out pretty well.
It's a little bit of an OCD. I could do a segment on OCDs actually, couldn't I? You and a few others might fill up the whole program though.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt about that. Yeah, I'm very peculiar about the gear I use, and yeah, I guess some people are just like that.
Absolutely. Danny and Mel, well done to you guys. Neither of them are real keen on the microphones, and that's a well done to those guys for winning today. Scheming, great effort. And James, thank you very much for joining me, and well done, mate.
Thank you very much, Paul. Cheers.